Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about Taemin at Coachella and what this means for K-pop soloists like Taemin. And to be fair, basically Taemin represents low-key like every generation now because he debuted with SHINee in 2008 and then he debuted as a soloist in 2014, Super M in 2019. So low-key Taemin is a second, third, and fourth gen idol. So I do want to make this clear, just because an artist gets invited to Coachella or if they don't get invited to Coachella, it does not represent their level of success or superiority to other groups and artists. I just want to make that very clear. All of them were successful prior to Coachella. And even if they weren't invited to Coachella, it doesn't lessen their success. For Taemin, my expectations were very, very high, especially given all of his recent concerts and just his concerts in the past in general. If you see a Taemin concert, it is otherworldly. It's like ethereal things, but also it's light and dark. And the concept that Taemin has had as a soloist is very unique. So obviously my expectations for his performance at Coachella was extremely high. I was expecting something very out of this world for Taemin. However, that's not really what happened in Coachella for week 1 and week 2. But let me explain myself. His performance started, I loved the video that they played on the screen. It shows Taemin is sort of in bondage. He's kind of like tied, and then he just drops. On stage, there is this sort of sphere, like an egg, I guess, and Taemin is inside it. And it's as if he is breaking free from that. And this performance represents just him breaking out and just showing the world who he really is. So he comes out in week 1 wearing a white outfit. So naturally, I think, okay, so week 1 is a white outfit. Week 2 is going to be a black outfit. That's also not really what happened. Okay, so he started with Sexiness in the Air. Now, I didn't expect that at all. I was expecting him to start with either Ace or Danger, but he started with Sexiness in the Air. And in hindsight, that was such a smart move because it really set the tone for the rest of his performance. So by the way, I will be talking about week 1 and 2 simultaneously. So in week 1, he was wearing a jacket and again, an all white outfit. But then in week 2, oh my gosh. In week 2, he wore a short sleeve. At first, it was like a jacket. Then he had what looked like rows and rows of necklaces, and he's shirtless underneath. I loved that so much. His jacket was kind of like flowy, and I love how he and the dancers incorporate the use of veils, which it was sort of his logo or symbol for Coachella. If you see the Coachella merch, it's just Taemin's silhouette with a veil over it. He has a song called Veil, and I thought he was gonna perform it, but he didn't. Oh my gosh, this is the problem with an artist that has a lot of great songs. Making that artist perform for 1 hour is not enough. It is so not enough because especially Taemin, he has so many amazing songs. Okay, but anyway, so he starts with Sexiness in the Air and it is really good. Again, it sets the mood. And then he performs Want. The choreography is iconic. It's great. I really love it. And then to my surprise, and I'm assuming everyone's surprise, he performed Brand New Song. So when I first heard it, I was thinking, how did I not hear the song? Is this a B-side track from somewhere? I believe I've listened to every Taemin song for the most part. So hearing Permission, I was like, what? But it's a brand new song and it's a very fun song. However, Parasite. In week 1, the lighting, I have to say, the production of week 1, and this isn't only for Taemin, this goes for pretty much every person that performed in Coachella. Week 1 is sort of like the trial. The lighting isn't the best. The audio isn't the best. The camera work isn't the best. But then week 2 is obviously so much better for everyone. Okay. Again, not just Taemin, for every single artist. Week 2 has been amazing. But anyway, so in week 1, so during his performance for Parasite, the lighting was really, really dark. And in the background, there is text sort of flowing. In an interview, Taemin explained what those texts meant, and I really like that he incorporated a message in his performance, and it's not like a surface level performance. Like there's depth and there's meaning behind it, and this goes for also just his music in general. If you see Taemin's music videos and performances, there's a deeper meaning to them. But anyway, so during Parasite in week 1, he performs with a hat with a veil, and all the dancers have veils, and the song is there's a lot of anger and emotion in that song. The veils add a sort of softness to it, even though the song is very strong. It's sort of this contrast in message of the song with the performance, and it is so beautiful. It is such a beautiful balance. I think Taemin did an amazing job with that. So in week 2, there was no hat. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Honestly, the top that he was wearing just makes up for it. I mean, That top is just iconic. So in week 2, obviously the lighting is better. We could see the whole entire performance, and we could obviously see the text in the background and things like that. But I like that the song Parasite, it is a dark song. It goes with some of his previous songs that he's released, and it continues with that sort of emotional journey in his music. So then he performs the iconic Move. It's such a great song. It's one of Taemin's classics, and I'm really happy that he did perform it. So next up, he performed Guilty. Week 1, again, it was good. However, week 2 for Guilty was interesting because he was wearing that beaded top. And of course, the choreography is that he sticks his hand under his shirt and he grabs sort of his chin or face. So I was curious, how is he going to do the choreography with that? Is he going to just do the hand movement over the beads? But no, he actually like shoved his hand underneath. And the thing is, he was wearing rings. He's wearing like rows and rows of necklaces. That's basically how it is. And his hand got caught. And you see how the strings are sort of like intertwined with his fingers, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then he just like yanks his hand out and is like, oh, as a viewer, I was watching that and I'm like, oh my gosh, don't break the shirt. I was like low-key nervous for the shirt again, but I didn't know if that was on purpose. I didn't know if that performance he had planned to sort of bring his hand out and just rip the shirt or the beads, whatever it is. So again, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Throughout that choreography, it looked like he was struggling, but it made for a stronger performance because you see him yank his hand so hard, and then you see how he just doesn't care about like the beaded top. Like some of the strings fell out and some of the beads as well. And again, it was great because the song is intense. Anyway, if you see the performance, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I do have to say the fan chants for Move, for Guilty, the fan chants, amazing. 10 out of 10. I love fan chants so much, and hearing them loud and clear, especially in week 1, but especially in week 2. Oh my gosh, to all the Shawls that were there present doing the fan chants, thank you. You guys deserve a medal. You guys deserve a VIP pass to Taemin's next concert. All right, next up, one of my favorites, Heaven. Oh, I love that song so much. So Heaven is again, it's like a darker song, but also intense. And in week 1, his mic was on. There is no doubt about it. Yes, I think he was having audio issues throughout the first couple of songs, but I believe obviously it's all the Coachella sound engineers, because you could hear the backtrack, but then you could also hear when he's singing live. But then at some point, I think the audio from his mic wasn't as high as like the backtrack or something. That's just my theory on it. However, the point is Taemin was performing live, right? And especially in Heaven, there was such an intensity to how Taemin performed it, especially in week 1. I don't know what took over him. And I've seen Taemin perform, right? I've seen his concert videos. I've seen his performance videos. I have seen especially his performance of Heaven, and he always goes 100%. But week 1 of Coachella, I don't know what took over his body, but he was so intense. He was so into it. It was like he was giving 200%. And I was in shock. I mean, first of all, this is one of my favorite songs, right? I mean, I like a lot of Taemin songs. But the fact that he was going so all out for Heaven, I was like, what a way to make an impression. I mean, the first couple of songs were really good, but then somehow during Heaven, he just turned up, like the energy or the passion. I don't know, but it was really good. And obviously in week 2, it was really good as well. But I feel like in week 1, his performance of Heaven was just really, really just like 200%. I mean, but regardless, week 1 and week 2, great performance. And then it goes to his new song called Frankenstein, and he performed that song on the piano. And again, it follows that type of sound that Taemin has, and I love it so much. It was such a good song. And mind you, his new songs are in English, and I'm all for that if that is what Taemin wants. Like, I don't want Taemin to feel pressured to release songs in English to try to reach a broader audience. I just want him to release songs that he wants to. So if he wants to release songs in English, go for it. If you want to release songs in Korean, go for it. I just don't want him to feel pressured to release a song in a certain language. Don't feel pressured. Like, just do what you want. Do whatever you want, Taemin. And when I was listening to Frankenstein in week 1, I'm thinking, who the heck broke his freaking heart? Okay, you hear it in Parasite and then you hear it in Frankenstein. It's like, whoa. who broke your heart? Like, who are you mad at? Like, oh my gosh, it's very intense emotions, and you hear it when he performs it and you hear it in the lyrics. And I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, I would hate to be the person that he's singing these songs to. I'm just saying. I mean, but you know what? Go for it. Sing your heart out. I love it. I love it so much. And I want a music video. Taemin, please release a music video for Parasite and Frankenstein. Please. I beg of you. I'm begging. Okay? Release the album. Just release the album. Okay? Just release it. We need the songs. From Frankenstein, it transitions to one of his best songs, Advice. Oh my gosh. I love that song so much. Okay, Advice is that song for me. It is that song for me. So if you guys are new to my channel, you guys don't know anything about me, check out my reaction video for Advice on my channel. Yeah. Like I just, that song is so good. And the music video and the choreography. Shout out to Casper, which Casper was also on stage too. So shout out to Casper too. I mean, Advice, again, the intensity, the passion, the feeling was all there. And I love that. I really love that Taemin goes all out. And then the greatest transition from Advice to Idea. Oh my gosh. So that, like, to me, that is the highlight of the whole entire performance. Advice and Idea. Oh my man, I wish I was there. I wish I was there in Coachella. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there was a dance break from Advice to Idea. And in week 1, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on with Coachella sound engineers. I really don't. And then the audio was just really bad all throughout Idea. And even after Idea, the band had like their solo moments. The audio was really bad. Again, that was in week 1. However, week 2, they made up for it. In week 2, we didn't have that issue. So we were able to really appreciate it. Oh my gosh. If there is one piece of performance from Taemin's Coachella set that I recommend watching, obviously I recommend watching his entire performance from start to finish. But if there's only one section, it would be the Advice and Idea transition. And how it just goes straight to the chorus. And again, the choreography. The choreography is like intense. It's full of passion. So in week 1, I appreciated Advice and Idea. But in week 2, I really appreciated the transition from Frankenstein to Advice to Idea. I think that trio was so good. I don't know whose idea it was, put those 3 songs in that order on the set list. I don't know if that was Taemin's idea or someone on his team, but it's genius. All right, so after Idea, there was a brief band break. And then Taemin came out with a completely different new outfit. So in week 1, he was wearing a sort of brown suit with like a yellow top and tie with large sunglasses. And in week 2, he was wearing a dark red burgundy outfit, again with big sunglasses. And I prefer his outfit from week 2, the burgundy. The dark red looks so good on him. His dancers came out and dressed up like cowboys and cowgirls. And I thought that was very interesting considering Taemin's outfit is a suit. I don't know what the vision was for that, because at least with the first part of his performance, everyone was wearing white. But in the second part, it was a little different. But you know what? If that's his vision, I'll accept it. So then he performed his new song called Let Me Be the One, and it is a very fun song. It's definitely inspired by Michael Jackson, and I think this song is very popular. I saw a lot of people posting about it, how much they really enjoyed the song, and I do enjoy it, but Parasite and Frankenstein, those are my top favorites, along with the song that he performed afterwards. So after he performed Let Me Be the One, he performed his new song called Sober. So in week 2, after he performed Let Me Be the One, the audience, I feel they were kind of like 50-50, at least from the live stream audio. I heard some people chanting Taemin, his name, and then other people were just barking. And I know that's become a trend in concerts, like people are just barking. I don't know if it originated from TXT, because TXT, they have a song called Cat and Dog, and it's part of the fan chant that you bark, I'm assuming. And I think that's where it originated from. I might be wrong. Barking for the TXT's concert, that's fine. But barking for other artists, it's a little... I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, I'd rather you chant his name. So shout out to everyone that was chanting Taemin's name. Thank you. Oh, so something about Let Me Be the One that I really liked is when he danced with the dancers, especially the female dancer, the partner work. I love that so much. I love partner work in choreographies. I think it's great. And also you could tell during Let Me Be the One, Taemin is having so much fun. He's just smiling the entire time. He's having a blast on stage. So I think this is the type of song that he is really eager to release and perform. And if he wants that, I'm all for it. I have a strong feeling Let Me Be the One might be the title track of his upcoming album just because of the popularity or just because how much people love it. And I think Taemin really loves performing it. However, if it was me, not like my opinion matters. It doesn't. If it was up to me, I would put Parasite as the title track and then have Frankenstein as like the second title track and just have a music video that has a storyline and it continues from Parasite to Frankenstein. But I mean, you know, in the end of the day, I just want Taemin to do whatever he wants. Okay, so anyway, the new song, Sober, so good. I really love this song too. This is another one of my favorite songs from his new song list. And then the last song that he performed was 1004, and this is a slower song. I read it in his interview that he wrote it from the fans' perspective about him, which is very interesting. Yeah, and I believe Taemin participated in writing all of his new songs. And I'm so proud of Taemin. And I have to say, it was risky. What Taemin did in Coachella was risky. 6 new songs. And I mean, Taemin has a huge discography and he has a lot of iconic songs. But the fact that he chose to perform 6 new songs is risky because you don't really know how the audience is going to react to it. And also considering these songs are different. No 2 songs are alike. And also you're performing this to a new audience. I mean, obviously you got Shobles there and a brand new audience online and in person that this is their first time seeing Taemin, first time hearing his music. So I thought that was very interesting, but at the same time, it was risky, yes, but it paid off because the songs are so good and it worked with the set list, especially Parasite and Frankenstein. I'm going to be talking about those songs a lot. I think it was well done. This tactic worked out for him because for a new audience, you're listening to Taemin's old songs. So in a way, Taemin is sort of showing them like, this is who I am. This is what I represent. These are the type of songs that I have, but this is the direction that I'm going towards. This is what you can expect from me in the future. So if you want to listen to my music, if you want to become my fan, you already know what to expect. So I think it paid off for Taemin, and now everyone is eagerly waiting for the album. Now, I have to say, I am shocked that he didn't perform Long Way Home or Veil. So he recently released Long Way Home, and it is another English track, and I was so certain he was going to perform it in Coachella, but he didn't. And same for Veil, given again, his image, his branding, the logo for his Coachella merch is the veil. And also the fact that veils play a very prominent part in the song Parasite. So the fact that he didn't perform Veil, I was kind of shocked. And I mean, thinking about it, Veil transitioning to Parasite, that's a great combination. But I think also Taemin is probably saving that for a tour. I feel like his Coachella performance, it doesn't show everything that Taemin is capable of. And I think he did that on purpose because to me, it feels like his performance in Coachella is like, here's a taste of what you can expect from me for the rest of the year. Here's a little appetizer. So again, his performance in Coachella, amazing. Week 1 and 2, so good. It was a great introduction to people that are unfamiliar with Taemin. And also for fans to really enjoy his performance as well. And also we're introduced to his new songs. But I feel like this performance was definitely just an appetizer. And it gets me wanting more. So again, I think that was done on purpose. His performance has me craving for his new music. So the reason why I feel like Taemin's performance, especially as a soloist and especially as a second-gen idol, is very important is because it shows that to every other K-pop artist out there, you could still be performing with your group and you could also still be performing as a soloist as well into your career. I mean, and it just shows that you could still be an active artist 18 years into your career and you could still have an audience, a fan base, and you could still expand and reach out to new audiences as well. And it's not like your career is over. It's not like you already reached your peak. I mean, this is a new chapter for Taemin, and I feel like he is just gonna keep leveling up, and same for SHINee, and same for all of the other performers. And so it breaks my heart every time I see an interview or an idol sort of comment saying, oh, we don't know how much time we have left. And I know, especially with K-pop companies, they are always looking to debut the next group, the next artist. I mean, it's a fact. All of these K-pop companies, they're always pushing for the next group, the next act, the next big thing. And to me, something that I wish companies would prioritize is the longevity of these groups and artists. Because as a fan, I want to make sure that who I'm listening to and the albums that I purchase and the concerts that I go to, I want to have a comfort knowing in the back of my mind that this group will still be active. Like next year, I could expect more content for them, or this isn't their last tour. Like they'll probably go on tour again in 2 years or something. And it's just, as a fan, I think having longevity is more important than being successful for like a year or two, right? Like you could win all the awards for 2 years straight, be the number one group, number one in the charts. If you disband afterwards, it's sort of like, it becomes a memory. Artists like Taemin just proves that you can have longevity in this industry. It is possible. And you could still expand and grow and experiment with new music while still having a core identity in your performance, right? Because throughout his performance in Coachella, you know, this is a Taemin performance. This is a performance that only Taemin can pull off. And I hope that other groups and artists, they could look at Taemin and also groups like Big Bang and SHINee and just look at them and think, if they could do it, so can I. If they're 18, 20 years into their career and they're still active and they're still performing, they're still releasing music either as a group or as soloist, so can I. Again, I just want companies to really prioritize the longevity of these groups and artists. So something that I do appreciate, obviously I love when groups perform together, but in terms of solo stage, like Taemin's, like Jennie, like Lisa, like Jackson, you do see a different side of them from when they performed as a group. And the next person I would love to see in a Coachella stage is Key. I think Key would really just devour that stage, especially if he just has huge production. I think it really works. And also same for Minho and Onew, if you think about it. And just SHINee in general. Listen, I want a SHINee World Tour so bad. I want a SHINee World Tour. So hopefully it'll happen soon. But anyway, I am so proud of Taemin. I think he did a really great job. This performance in Coachella left me wanting more. It felt like an appetizer and I want more. Release the album and release the music videos. So if you're new around here, hello and welcome. I am Ellie Marie. For more SHINee and Taemin videos, you guys could check it out on my channel. I have a whole playlist, so you guys could feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, what did you guys think about Taemin's performance in Coachella? And with all that being said, I will talk to you all next time. Bye.